Hey, thanks for joining in today on Dusty DIY. Today we are working on a 1970 Chevrolet pickup, two-wheel drive, and just a little bit of history about this truck. I've actually owned this truck for quite a long time. I built it when I was 16, so I've had it for over 30 years, and the last 20 years it's been sitting until about 2 years ago. I started doing a little bit of work on it. I upgraded the brake system on it. That was the main issue why I didn't drive it for a long time. It had drum brakes in the front, went ahead and put disc brakes on, and basically this truck's been sitting way too long. It's time to fix it up. Going to be doing a series of videos on this truck. Today we are going to be working on the rear bumper. 2 years ago I got rear-ended by a lady. Unfortunately, it did a lot of damage to the truck. The frame is bent a little bit. I think we're going to do a video on straightening that out or fixing that up. We might convert this to a short bed. I'm going to do a tank repair on it at some point. Cabs, windshield, a few other things that it needs. Basically trying to get it street legal. All right, here is our new bumper I ordered from LMC Truck. It's the 1967 to 72 fleet side truck bumper. Has it cut out for the license plate. Not too bad of a price on the bumper. I did buy the chrome insert piece that goes inside of the bumper for your license plate, so it was all chrome. Bolt kit, so all the bolts are stainless steel and bolts, and they're gonna look real nice. I also got the bracket kit to mount to the frame. Now I actually have some bent frame rails a little bit here. I'll show you a picture of the old bumper after this truck got hit by a car in the rear end. Luckily it didn't take a lot of damage to the body. The frame is bent up a little bit on the right hand side, but I'm going to do the best to mount this bumper on here for right now to get it street legal. First thing we got to do is we're going to use the bolt kit. We're going to bolt the license plate holder inside of the bumper. Then I'm going to go ahead and I got the bumper brackets. I'm going to put all the bolts in and leave them a little bit loose so we have a bunch of adjustment. Earlier today, I spent some time on this tailgate. I had to bend this quarter panel back a little because the tailgate actually got knocked off. Luckily, it didn't take any damage, but it came off the truck. All right, that was pretty easy. There was only 4 carriage bolts right here that came with the package. Went ahead and sat the chrome license plate piece in from behind, and I put those in. Now I just need to tighten those. I can go ahead and tighten those. That will be fine. Now that I have all the bolts in. Then I have the brackets. I have the angle brackets that angle out from the frame to the bumper to this outside edge. And I have the straight rail brackets that go straight down the frame rail, and they bolt to the centerpiece. I have the carriage bolt package that comes with the bumper. I actually bought the correct bolts for it. I'm just going to go ahead and start the bolts and just finger tight them. And it's always easier to leave all the bolts loose and get your bumper where you're going to adjust it. At that point, I'll sit it up into the truck and adjust it where it looks good to the pickup truck and where the clearance is correct and it's not hitting the tailgate or anything. And then at that point, I start to tighten the bolts down. All right, I basically put these brackets on, just tighten the bolts finger tight. These 2 brackets right here are kind of easy to see the difference between the top. It has this notched out area here, which has got to indicate the top because this bottom corner is going to sit on your frame rail. So that indicated which side these go up. And then these side brackets, I'm not sure, but they line up with the holes right here like this. And you're gonna run a bolt through, but my guess is the frame is gonna go right against this piece here. So this is gonna go inside of your frame rail. So the bumper is gonna slide right inside this frame rail. And if you look over here, this frame rail got bent real badly in the wreck. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna straighten the frame I'm gonna try. All right, I had to get a little creative with bending the frame back. Used a couple crescent wrenches, little heat, little pry bar, little hammer. Was able to get the frame rail pretty straight. According to the measurements, it measures between the bumper brackets now. Normally you don't have to do that, but this truck's been in a wreck, so we had to modify it a little. Here's what it turned out to be like. Looks pretty good compared to what it did. This one had a little bit of damage. We straightened it out pretty good. So I feel like we're pretty straight now. I feel like the measurements matching up to what the frame should be. This one side we had to really move a little bit. All right, next step is we're going to take the bumper and slide the brackets inside the frame rail and hope it just kind of balances there so we can kind of hold it where we want and make sure the holes line up. If not, we might have to drill some holes in the frame. All right, once I got the bumper brackets on there, on the bumper, I basically had someone help me lift it in the frame rail, my cute wife. And after we moved it into the frame rail, I used some jack stands to kind of hold it in place. And then I started C-clamping it where I want it. Next step is one of the holes lines up. I definitely need to drill up 3 different holes where the bumper brackets are going to be in the frame. So I'm going to start with a small bit. Got the distance under my tailgate about 1/4 inch. I've got some shims between the tailgate and the bumper, just kind of holding it where it needs to be. Now I'm gonna go ahead and drill those holes and then start tightening bolts up. Hopefully. All right, thanks for watching today on Dusty DIY, putting this bumper on this 1970 Chev. The frame was really bent, it had been in a bad wreck from behind. Luckily, it turned out pretty well. I felt like my tolerances on both sides were really well. My gaps turned out good, the tailgate's not touching. Basically, the bumper is in really nice shape. Really happy the way the truck is looking. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. We're going to be doing a bunch of work on this particular truck, get it back on the road in a good manner. I'm gonna do aftermarket gas tank down in the frame that you fuel up through the bed. Change that. I've got cab mounts I want to put on it, some other projects. So please subscribe if you like what you saw. Have a nice day.